Have you ever felt like simply disappearing, disconnecting from the world, stopping replying to messages, avoiding people, even distancing yourself from those you love? That feeling, which many confuse with a simple desire for solitude, hides much deeper and at times darker psychological layers. What's most unsettling is this: it's not always loneliness. On the contrary, most of the time, it's a complex psychological mechanism, a response to something your unconscious mind is trying to process or protect you from. And stay until the end, because there is a silent reason why some people isolate themselves that almost no one talks about. A truth that can change the way you see yourself and others. Reason 1: chronic emotional saturation. Many people don't withdraw because they hate others. They withdraw because they are in a state of chronic emotional exhaustion, a true burnout of the soul. Imagine years of listening to other people's problems, years of being the pillar of strength for everyone, years of holding your own emotions and those of others alone, until the mind in a silent scream says, "Enough." In this context, isolation is not an act of selfishness, but a strategy for emotional survival. It is the body and mind asking for a truce, a refuge to recharge energy that has been drained to the limit. It is the only way they find to breathe again, away from constant overload. Reason 2: hidden emotional hypersensitivity. There's a common mistake, assuming that those who isolate feel less. In reality, many feel too much. Emotional hypersensitivity acts like a magnifying lens on the world, where every interaction, every nuance, every unspoken criticism, and even the smallest rejection is perceived with overwhelming intensity. This is often associated with emotional hypervigilance, a constant state of alertness that consumes enormous mental energy. Every social interaction becomes a minefield, an energy drain. So isolation becomes a protective filter. Fewer stimuli, less pain, less overload. On the outside, these people may seem cold or distant, but inside they are in a constant state of alert, trying to process a volume of emotional information. Most people don't even notice. Reason 3: learned mistrust. Here, the reason becomes heavier, diving into the scars of the past. Some people withdraw because they learned in the most painful way that getting close hurts. Deep betrayals, unexpected abandonment, public or private humiliation in relationships, where they gave everything and ended up with total loss. These experiences shape a silent, protective rule in the mind. If I don't get close, no one can hurt me. In this case, isolation is not a lack of desire for connection, but a shield built brick by brick from pain. It is the manifestation of profound disillusionment, where the belief in relational safety has been shattered. The person longs for connection, but the memory of pain is stronger, keeping them inside a solitary fortress. Reason 4: loss of identity in relationships. This is one of the most ignored and, paradoxically, one of the most common reasons. Some people don't withdraw because of exhaustion or mistrust, but because they no longer know who they are when they are with others. They have spent years adapting, swallowing opinions, shrinking their voice and essence to fit into others' expectations. Until something dangerous happens, their identity begins to dissolve like sand slipping through their fingers. Alone, they feel clearer, more authentic. With others, they feel confused, small, invisible. Isolation, then, is not a rejection of others, but a desperate attempt to rebuild themselves, to rediscover the self that was lost in relational dynamics. But there is a risk here. If they withdraw too little, they lose themselves. If they withdraw too much, they no longer know how to return. Trapped in a labyrinth of solitary self-discovery. Reason 5. Emotional disconnection as defense. And now comes the most delicate part, a defense mechanism that at first glance can be mistaken for independence, but is actually a deep warning sign. After feeling pain for too long, after being hurt repeatedly, the mind does something extreme. It shuts down. It reduces attachment, diminishes the need for others, and numbs the innate desire for human connection. On the outside, this may look like strength, unshakable resilience. On the inside, it is emotional anesthesia, a numbness that protects from pain but also blocks the full experience of joy, love, and true connection. The problem is simple and cruel. When you disconnect to avoid suffering, you also disconnect from your ability to feel genuine pleasure and happiness, living in an emotional limbo. Withdrawing from everyone is not the problem. The problem is the reason behind the withdrawal. Sometimes, it is an act of necessary self-care, a vital period of healing and introspection. But sometimes, it is a sign that something has broken inside. An invisible wound no one noticed, not even the person themselves. The question is not, why do I want to be alone? The real deeper question is, am I withdrawing to take care of myself and grow stronger, or to avoid feeling to escape pain in life? If this video resonated with you, if it made you think of someone or more deeply of yourself, don't ignore this call. Understanding the abyss is the first step toward the climb. But what if I told you that the darkness of isolation can be the gateway to radical transformation? That there is a path to reverse this scenario, to master your emotions and reprogram your mind, not to escape, but to flourish? In the next video on the Código de Vida Rica channel, we will uncover the keys to help you transmute isolation into power, into unshakable self-knowledge, and emerge stronger than ever. Don't miss it. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and get ready to rewrite your destiny. Your true rich life is waiting for you.